Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chandrika and this is RIKA Life. I have so much to share with you today regarding my yarn and my crochet and just I have whips, I have finished objects, and I had told you that I am preparing for a sale in October, and so I'm making a bunch of things for my son's school. Some of them are back here. You probably can't see them properly, but I brought a couple samples here to show you. I also have right over here, I have some yarn picked out for the two crochet alongs I'm going to join. I have not started them yet. One of them has one part released so far, and one of them already has two parts released. So I need to get on that. I need to kind of allocate my time because I'm working on so many different projects all at once. Okay, so first I want to share with you the things I'm making for the sale. In my last video, I shared with you a couple of things, and today I'm going to share a few new things. So in case you missed the last video, I'm making these flower keychains. That's what they look like. They're so cute. And they're so cute. They're like a good size, and these were so easy to make. This is my second or third time making them. I made a total of 10. I want to say I made 8 in this color and 2 in this color because I only had a little bit of this yarn left. So the yellow that's in the center is a cotton acrylic blend that I got in a yarn pack, like a yarn kit, a crochet kit. And then I just used Karen Simply Soft in black to make the face. The yarn that's on the outside of these flowers is Loops and Threads Facets, which is a Michaels brand yarn. And yes, those are the first items that I made for the sale. So I have 10 of them. And I do have a stand that I'll be placing them on. Someone gave me a great suggestion, which was to just put a few of them up and then keep the rest of the samples with me. So I think I will do that because, of course, I'm making keychains, and so I want to be able to display like one of each. So I'm going to take your suggestion. Thank you so much for that. The next thing that I made, oh my God, so cute. I made these footballs. Right now is football season. In my house, there's football on Sunday, Monday, Thursday. I might have missed a day, but there's lots of football happening here. So I'm making these little footballs, and they're also on a keychain. They're so cute. Okay, this yarn is Karen Simply Soft in the color, I think it's called chocolate. I could be mistaken. The white is also Karen Simply Soft, just in white. It's not an off-white, it's an actual white, so it's just called white. And I followed a tutorial for this from YouTube. And it was funny because this tutorial actually had no, not this tutorial. This tutorial did have full instructions with someone's kind of guiding you through it. The next one I'm going to show you was a bit different. So I didn't have to use a lot of yarn for this. I didn't have to use a lot of stuffing for this. I kind of got to keep reshaping them so that when I display it, it's actually it's a little bit different color than what's showing up on the screen. It's a little bit more chocolate. But I'm so happy with this. I made 6 of these. So I kind of made them in batches. So I made the first one. I didn't do the detailing. And then when I started the second one, I was like, I'm just going to make all of them and do this detail at the end. And that worked out really good. I ended up kind of memorizing the pattern, and then I just, I think I watched the video maybe like once or twice, and then I just memorized the pattern and then I made it. So I have the flower keychains and I have the footballs. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to make were pumpkins. So I am still playing around with that. This is the first pumpkin that I made. It's so cute. And this is a cotton yarn. So I made this one and it looks very pumpkin-like. I need to make the stem. And then I will attach a keychain onto the top of the stem. That was following the instructions to a T. Then I was like, oh, let me make it taller. So this is my taller pumpkin. I feel like either I didn't put enough stuffing or something. I don't know what happened with this one. I did try to do the kind of detail so that I could make it look bumpy, but that just didn't work. So I'm going to make a stem and I'm going to leave this one like this because it already has some detail on it, you know. So let me know what you think about that. So that is the second one. They kind of look cool together, like a pumpkin head. But yeah, so this is cotton yarn. So I have the yarn here. This is Premier Hipster cotton and it's 100% cotton. This is the colorway Hello Hydrangea. That's what it looks like on the ball. I have used both of these yarns to make hexagon cardigans. So yeah, I made hexagon cardigans with them. It's a very, very nice yarn to work with, and I still have, I think I have one more full skein of blue, and I have 1 to 1.5 of this color. I don't remember the name of this one, but this is really nice yarn, and I feel like it's showing the texture so nicely, which I don't think an acrylic yarn would be able to. So that's why I chose to use that. And I'm also trying to use up my cotton stash. I have one whole bag filled with cotton yarn. So I'm just kind of taking this as like an opportunity to use some of that yarn. Okay, so these two are kind of like tests, like samples, and I'm going to see how I feel about them. Whether or not I'll even sell these two, that's another story. But I'm just, you know, testing out the pattern, seeing how it's working, seeing if I like it. And those are the first two that I made. Okay, now, of course, I'm going to make an orange one. So I'm working on the orange one. This is the orange yarn. This is a cotton acrylic blend. It was called Plain Jane. This is what came in a yarn kit, a crochet kit that I bought. And I didn't fall in love with the yarn, so I didn't use it for that project. I've just been using it for other projects, and I still have quite a bit of it left. So this is the orange color, and then I also have a green color, which I might make green pumpkins. It looks very teal on the screen. It's not that teal. It's more forest green. But I have these two, so I'm planning to use them. I'm actually in the middle of making one right now, so I'm just going to share it with you so you can see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is following the pattern. So you chain 18 and then you do half double crochet in the back loop from the third chain onward, so you get about 16 stitches, and you do that for 18 rows, and then you will then slip stitch this, then you will go in and out, and like a drawstring. Once you pull the drawstring, it'll all come together on the top. Then you go to the other side, stuff it, do the drawstring thing, it'll close on top, and then you can make the kind of use the yarn to like make these ridges stand out, and then of course you can make the stem. So I just wanted to show it to you because I've never made a pumpkin before. This is my first time ever making a pumpkin, and I wasn't really sure how it would work out, but it seems to be pretty simple, and I really like that it's being done this way because it gives me an opportunity to just kind of work on this mindlessly. And yeah, I'm planning to make less than 10 pumpkins. I mean, at least 5 or 6 pumpkins, depending on how this turns out. But that is my plan, and those are my pumpkins. So hopefully you like them. I do like them so far, and I think I'm doing a decent job of them. If you have any tips on how to improve my pumpkins, or how to, you know, whether this one looks good as is or this one needs some more work, it's still going to have that stem on it. So it will still look like, you know, a pumpkin or a squash or something like that. Though I don't think there's blue pumpkins out there. I could be mistaken. Anyways, I had asked all of you for suggestions for baby items. So for my nephew, I wanted to make him something, but not just a blanket. And I don't mean just as in to take away from the beauty of a blanket, but I mean, I didn't want to only make him a blanket because I make blankets all the time. I really wanted to make him something different. So some of you gave me ideas. One idea was to make toys that would hang from a mobile from on top of his crib. I thought that was very sweet. And then another one was to make a quiet book. So that's actually what I was looking at as well. I kind of went on YouTube and searched like baby. I found like a video with baby items, and I feel like in there they shared a quiet book. And a quiet book is just a book made out of crochet, and the pages can be anything you want. So I saw one that had the baby's name. So each page had a letter and an item with that letter, and the whole book spelled out the baby's name. So it was, in that example, it was the name Charlie. So it was like the I was ice cream, the E was an elephant, like something like that. I thought that was really cool. So that's one idea that I'm thinking about. Then I also saw a ball, like a cube, and each side of the cube had like an amigurumi face on it. That was really cool too. So I don't know, I'm getting really excited thinking about these possibilities, but I need to like pare down and kind of figure out exactly what I want to make. If you've made anything different or special or unique for a baby, can you please let me know in the comments, and please email me a picture of it. I would love to see it. I'm getting so excited just making all these toys, and I want to make something for my nephew now, and I want it to be memorable. So I'm just like trying to get inspired and trying to like really find something for him that I can make that will be super special, extra special for him, just for him. Okay, I want to tell you about other whips. So by the time you see this video, I mean, it will be Monday, but over this weekend, I went on a road trip, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on my road trip, which has now already passed. This is like present and past and future all together. So if you watched any of my summer videos, those are videos from July and August. You may have seen this already, but I made my own pattern, the Fresh Air hat, which is a tutorial on my channel. And I modified that a little bit, and I made like a dozen of these hats, okay? So this is the beginning of one of them. This is an adult size hat, and this is the yarn I'm using. So I had bought this Karen Skinny Cake on clearance from Michael's for $5. I feel like when I bought it, I bought like 6 or 8 balls, skeins, cakes. Okay, so I have this blue one, Blueberry Ice. I have quite a bit left. I think I can make maybe 3 hats out of this, maybe 4, probably 3, because I already started one, so maybe 3 more. So I have that color, and then I have another color that I've kept just to make the hats as well. It's another Karen Skinny Cake. This is the color Grape. That's what it looks like. It's very, very pretty. This one I only bought 1 ball of, and I haven't used it yet, so I think it's gonna look beautiful. My pattern is gonna look beautiful, and I'm also thinking of the Divine hat. I might make some Divine hats out of this, but I feel like the Divine hat uses a lot more yarn than my pattern. So I might use my pattern. Again, that's a Fresh Air hat pattern on my channel. The only modification that I'm making to that pattern is that in that pattern, there is the crown, and then the pattern starts, and then there's another 2 rounds of increases. So there's another 2 rounds of these double crochets. Now, in this modified version that I've been making, I have not increased in those rounds. So I've still made that double crochet round, but without increasing. And I think I either did 1 or 2 rows of that. In the pattern, it says 2 rows. You're free to do 2 rows, but don't increase. Just make double crochets in as many stitches that are already there, and your hat will turn out perfectly fine. I am talking specifically for this yarn. I haven't done a test yet with worsted weight on, I mean, I have. I mean, in the video I've used Hirschner Sweet Swirls, but I feel like that's also classified as a 3-weight. It might be classified as a 3-weight, though that yarn works too. So I would just start and kind of keep trying it on. That's what I did. That's how I got to this hat, and that's what worked for me. So I used an H5mm hook with this yarn because this is a 3-weight. It recommends a G hook, but I used an H hook. Okay, so that's those hats. I was gonna tell you the hook sizes I used for the toys that I just showed you, and I primarily used, I feel like I used a G hook for a lot of them. Yeah, mostly a G hook, except for when making the pumpkins, the very first row, the chain at the very bottom, I used an H hook, and then I switched back to a G hook because I just didn't want the bottom to be too tight. So that was the only kind of hook size change that I did. And then for the footballs and for the flowers, I used a G hook. I used a G hook because in amigurumi and when making toys and things like this, you want it to be dense and you don't want the stuffing to show from inside. So you want to make sure that there's no holes and there's no gaps in your work. Okay, so now let me just take a sip of water and I will show you something else. It's so funny. It's like the more water I drink, I'm even more thirsty. So it's just, yeah. I've been drinking a lot of water. Okay. So I plan to make those hats in the past on the weekend when I'm on my road trip, which I will share with you hopefully on Thursday. So that was the hats. And I'm still working on my corner to corner piece with mandala yarn in Andorian. This purple, this like neon purple, I love it. If you know of any brand that has this neon purple as a solid color, please do let me know. I really love that color. I really, really love it. I wouldn't mind using it even in a bulky weight, just not a 1 or 2 weight. So if you know of a worsted weight, a lightweight, or a bulky weight in this color, in this purple, please let me know. I love it. I am finally finished with one of the colors, and so now I'm going into the deeper purples, and this is what it's looking like. It's not that big yet, but hopefully I get some time to spend on this. I'm not really sure. As I said before, I need to like allocate my time. I'm not sure how all of you do it, but I really need to figure out when to work on what. So generally, most of my crocheting time is while my kids are at school, some in the evening, but now I've started doing like other things in the evening, reading and like listening to motivational, inspirational things. So I feel like daytime is better. Also because of the light. In the evening, then you just want to relax and like turn the lights lower and just like unwind and not have this bright spotlight on in order to do crochet and amigurumi work. So let me know, what are your tips for that? When do you find is the best time of day to crochet? I'm going to make a poll about this also because I'm just very curious. I feel like what some of you may be doing may help me. So that's why I want to know, when do you crochet? Let me know down below in the comments. With that, I'm going to end today's video. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.